back to Window Chats with Robyn. As per usual, the internet seems to hate me, so we lost some very good conversation. So everyone that was viewing it live, you got to hear some amazing stories from Berkley. But I'm hoping that it works this time fully. I see Berkley here. We're going to try again. I have faith. And then it won't just stop working because that was terrifying. So let's see. Gonna send out some prayers to Instagram. Berkley, you're back. Oh my
I'm
God.
back. My Wi-Fi hates me. Always.
I was talking and then it was slowly losing the connection, and then I wasn't sure who it was. I mean, as we're talking about, have you done these before? And then Instagram Live's like, it doesn't matter if you've done them before. It doesn't matter how many times I do them. The internet, it doesn't matter.
No,
But we're pros. It's like nothing off our back. This is improv. We're cool.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just so upset because I'm like, oh, I loved all the stories and they didn't save. And that's what happens. And then I know. So maybe we'll bring them up at the end and just see if we can replicate the awesomeness.
Bring them back.
Yeah. And we'll just see how this is a test. This is all an improv test. Your mom told me we have to make sure that you stay sharp. So this is acting training.
Just brushing off the improv before school in September. So.
Is there improv in Sheridan?
Yeah, there's an improv class that I have to take, which scares me a little bit because improv scares me. I honestly can't explain why. I'm someone who likes to be prepared about everything. I always have lists and things to do, and so doing things on a whim scares me a little bit. I always get over it, but you know, it's nerve-wracking. I apologize.
Sure.
You can hear my dogs. My dogs are going insane.
Oh, that's okay. I think you can hear an ambulance on my end. So it is what it is.
Dogs. I can't control them. I don't know.
Don't you have like 3 dogs?
Yes, we have 3. And they're all loud and yappy. So they start to get loud and yappy at each other too. So they'll start barking at one thing and then they bark at each other and then it becomes a whole big thing.
I really want to know what they're saying, but I wonder if you talk to them as Everest, do they calm down? Because you're kind of speaking. Oh no, okay.
There have been times where I think it happened the first time last summer. My friends were in my backyard, and they said, "Have you ever tried doing the Paw Patrol voice or barking back at your dogs?" And I said, "No, I've never tried doing that. I think it's strange." And they were like, "Can you just try it?" And I barked back at my dogs, and they hated it because they started barking back at me. It was like we were just going at each other, and I was like, "I'm not doing this anymore." Sorry, guys. They won.
I would have loved. Maybe you could have figured out the right bark to communicate and calm them down. I have no idea. I don't have a dog. Okay. I would be very invested in that.
Yeah.
I would film that. That's like a TikTok video right there.
Right? I think that would go viral. I think that would be a hit on TikTok. Maybe I should do that.
Yeah. And I will only take 5% commission. That is what I say to everyone that I give a good I don't even know how you make money on TikTok.
I don't think you can in Canada. I don't think you can make money off of TikTok in Canada.
Yeah, I
feel like I tried to do it once, and it didn't work. So
you know what? You got to try. At least you put yourself out there. That's all you can do.
Exactly.
Yeah. I really appreciated that it snowed earlier in the week, and now it's a beautiful day. So this is going to be a fun weekend.
Yeah, I am confused.
It's classic.
Yeah, the other day I was out, and it was snowing, and my mom was driving me to get my COVID shot, and we were like, "Why is it snowing?" And we went in, and the woman who was taking me to line up, she was like, "It's freezing out." And I said, "I know. It's so cold." And it was so nice last week.
It's very confusing.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, the benefits of living. I just felt bad if anyone was shooting something outdoors the other day. I didn't see anyone in my area, but
yeah,
that is you can't account for that sometimes.
No.
But
it was so random.
It is random. I agree. I was wondering, because with the weather, and then I always think of, is someone playing hockey in this weather? And that would be, I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if I saw that. But, and then it made me think of, you did the hockey musical, Hockey Sweater?
Yeah.
And then I wondered, do you play hockey or did you learn hockey for the role?
I learned hockey. I am so bad at sports. I'm not athletic when it comes to sports. When it comes to dancing, sure, but not sports. Never been gifted at that. So when I got the role, I would often go outside. My dad got me a hockey stick, and my dad and I would play street hockey on my street, because I live on a quiet street. So my dad and I, or my brother and I, or a bunch of the kids, because we also had to rollerblade in the show as well, which I had never done, and I'm not an ice skater either, so I didn't know anything about that. So we would go to this roller rink in Oakville, and we would go, because we had our skates, we'd go practice there. And then sometimes we would also rent out this, I don't know what it was called. It was almost like a little sports thing. We could skate on the floors there. I don't know what it was. I don't know sports, but we would bring hockey sticks, and all the kids would go and play hockey together, or at least the ones in Toronto would go and play hockey together. So we got a lot of practice, and I thought I was pretty good at it, but I don't know if I would be anymore, because I haven't played since then, and it's been 4 years.
Oh, it was a while ago. It just made me think, I'm like, oh yeah, she did that. That was a very interesting. When you were playing hockey, did you also sing at the same time to see if you could multitask?
Well, we had to be in the show. A lot of the time in the show it was choreographed hockey. So that's at least what we called it. It wasn't, I think there might have been one game that we played that they were just like, okay, go. And we would just, every night we would see what would happen. But most of it was choreographed. And so getting it the same every night was very difficult, and it was very intricate. Everything we had to do, we had to make sure we were going the right way, because if you skated right into somebody, it hurt. And I learned that the hard way many times. So, so learning how to play hockey, and we also had to, they had us, because in the show, all of the kids are obsessed with Maurice Richard, who was a player for the Montreal Canadiens in the 40s. And they had us do little write-ups about him, because we all wore his number, his jersey. So we all had to do our little homework packets on Maurice Richard. And so I learned a lot about the Montreal Canadiens. I don't think I could remember any of it, but I'd probably have that little project somewhere that I did.
I mean, look, we're a hockey nation, so the more information you have, that's very valuable. It's so funny though, because I too would only learn that knowledge if I had to. It's not like a...
Yeah, it was never my thing. I've been to hockey games before. I wasn't interested in it. But now I will say that I cheer for the Canadiens, not the Leafs. So
interesting.
I don't know if that's
controversial, Berkley.
I don't know if that's controversial or not. My dad would say it is, and my brother would say it is, but my family in Montreal and my mom wouldn't say it's controversial. But whenever I see a hockey game on TV, I watch. I'll watch. Now,
I mean, look, I would say that now they're lazy because they're not singing while they're playing hockey, and you were singing. So
yeah, it was hard.
It is. I used to think Legally Blonde, that scene with the jump rope, was hard, but now that we're talking, like, oh god, playing hockey and sing, that's a lot.
Well, yeah, because you have to be, hunched over with a stick and trying to, score goals and stuff. Some of the kids were goalies. They had it a little easier because they would just stand there. But I was playing hockey, and I was supposed to be the bully of the team. I was the mean one. So
you go from being a bully to a nerd. You're very versatile.
Apparently. But I had to be very aggressive with my hockey playing. So doing that while singing, it was an ab workout every night.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's so funny because then I remember, oh my God, I'm going to sound like this weird Berkeley stalker, but I was seeing The Fringe. I'm seeing a bunch of Fringe shows.
Yes.
And I saw you in that Drama 101. Yeah. And that was also another character. I'm like, who is she? You're just so versatile. That was a great musical. That was back when Fringe was in person.
Yeah, thank you. It was really, really fun to do that one. That's one of the best experiences ever. I loved it so much. It was my first time at the Fringe too. And all of us, because we were all teens, I think the oldest person was 21 or 22. And we just had the best time together because it was also a comedy. So it was hilarious, and we all got our moments and our songs, and it was a hit at the Fringe too. We were completely sold out, and So we got to go hang out at the Fringe patio and see some other shows too. It was really fun that year. I miss that. I miss doing theater, but that show was really, really fun.
I think I saw they took that show and I think people performed it on Zoom this year. And I
Yes,
could be mistaken. Okay, they did, because I thought, wait,
they
is
did.
this the same one that Berkeley did? That is so cool.
I don't know who did it. I remember seeing it. But we also did a workshop of it on Zoom as well. Last summer, I believe. They emailed all of us and they said, "Hey, we're trying to adapt the show into an online format. Would you guys mind coming back and trying it?" And so I believe everybody was back, and they rewrote some stuff in the script to be about, because the show was about them throwing a retirement party for their drama teacher. So they actually rewrote it to be about a Zoom retirement party and how all the characters were dealing with that. And it was really, really fun to get to do a reading of that. That was my first musical reading on Zoom. I've been lucky enough to do a couple more since then, but that was my first one, and trying to figure out how to act for theater over Zoom was a very weird experience.
It's hard, especially if it's a musical. I don't know how you did the audio, but it's not the same for every person, right? I know even for the
Yeah.
Instagram lives, it's a struggle. So that whole
Yeah.
there's a lot of people in that cast.
Yeah, we actually did a cast recording a couple years ago when we did it at the Fringe. It's I don't believe it's out in the world. I have a copy of it because they sent it to us. But we had a cast recording, so when we would get to the songs, they would just share sound and say, "This is where the song would be," and it was fun to listen to the cast recording and hear everybody's voices again, because they were all so good and the songs are just so catchy. They were stuck in my head for so long afterwards.
They were really great. That's how I know it's when I'm still humming it when I leave. I go, that was a good musical.
Yeah.
Are you getting a hi from Jonathan?
Hi.
You got a lot of highs.
Hi.
There's also a lot more Paw Patrol love, but
Yeah, all the Paw Patrol love.
I mean, you can't not have the Paw Patrol love when I'm chatting with you. It's a thing. And
Always Paw Patrol love.
Do you have younger cousins that still that think like
Yeah.
you're the coolest? Do you only talk as Everest when you're around your younger cousins?
I don't, because I try not to ruin it if the kids don't understand. But I do have a younger cousin, not blood related, but very close family friends. So we call them cousins. And she is 7, I believe now. And she didn't even really like Paw Patrol until she found out that I was Everest. And then when she found out I was Everest, she now has to buy everything Paw Patrol. And her mom always texts me saying, "Hey, I just bought this new thing today," and she'll send me pictures of it. And I have a friend, a very, very good friend, who has an Etsy shop where she makes hair bows, and they're different, like, Broadway shows and stuff. And I texted her, I was like, "Hey, is there any way that you'd be able to make a Paw Patrol hair bow? If I sent you Paw Patrol fabric, if I could find it?" And I found Paw Patrol fabric, and I sent it to her. She lives in Florida. Sent it to her, and then she made a Paw Patrol bow for my cousin's birthday this year. It was adorable. It was the cutest thing I've ever seen. And it had little Everests on it, and it was so cute, and she loved it. But mostly just because it's me, not because it's Paw Patrol.
That's a great gift. But you know what? I don't know if you find this weird. As you are now older and voicing younger characters, when you were a kid, did you think they were real? Because I totally thought they were real. Again,
Well,
I could have just been a dumb child. So
when I was really little,
I'm just throwing it out there, disillusioned child. Okay.
when I was really, really little, I probably thought they were real. But I've been doing voiceover work since I was 6, so I feel like I probably figured it out sooner or later because I was doing it. And I've been doing Paw Patrol since I was 10, so it's been a long time.
Well, yeah, from 10 till now, and you can still have that.
Yeah.
That's really challenging, but very impressive.
Yeah, I always say it's like a revolving door of kids on Paw Patrol, because I've been there since season 2, and they're about to, I think they have a season 9, I don't know. But we just finished season 8, hopefully going into season 9. And so since season 2, there have been so many kids that have come and gone because their voices changed, or they can't, get to where they were. I'm lucky that I'm able to still do it and get there somehow. I usually, I'll just put in headphones and I'll just listen to myself in the car on the way there, listen to some old episodes, so that I can hear a little bit of it and then I know how to mimic it properly. But yeah, I'm very lucky that I still do it because it's the best. And like the sound technicians and director, they've all like grown up with me. They've watched me grow up. It's insane. Because now it's like, now I'm going to university, and the other day they were like, that's insane, Berkley, because they've known me since I was 10.
Look, I don't want to say how long I've known you because that makes me old, but yeah, you've done a lot for your age, and it's like, even as I see how much you've done so far, I'm thinking, oh my God, there's nowhere but up to go from here. You are just, but even as you're saying, you don't know how you train so hard with your voice, like you're always training. I thought I trained hard, and then you're like doing all these workshops and doing I'm like, first off, I saw the Jeremy Jordan one, and I was like, oh my gosh,
God.
Jeremy Jordan, yes, little shout out.
Yeah,
He's amazing.
In his presence on Zoom. I think that I've done a lot of cool workshops over the last year or so. Haven't been doing any recently. I just sort of been taking a break, but I've done some workshops with some pretty cool people, and it's been awesome to get to do that and work on my craft and take advantage of the fact that they're online so I can work with these awesome people from New York. But I look up to Jeremy Jordan so much. I love him. And my friends got me Jeremy Jordan themed birthday gifts this year. One of my friends, who is a very talented artist, made me like, those prayer candles with Jesus on them? She made one for me with Jeremy's face on it for my birthday. It was hilarious. And so I love him. And so when I saw that he was doing a workshop, I was like, Mom, I need to sign up right now. And he was so nice. He was very genuine and really got to work with everybody. And he didn't spend all his time talking about how amazing everybody was, which I don't like. I like to get to work. And he gave constructive feedback, but was also super positive, and he was so nice. And I will remember that forever, getting to sing for Jeremy Jordan.
There was a lot. I think there were a couple other Broadway people that I recognized. I thought, this is such an amazing opportunity. But also, I love that you are aware of this, and you're working on your craft and just making these connections. I'm so proud of you.
Thanks.
Look at you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've gotten to do a lot of cool ones, and there hasn't been anybody that I disliked. I mean, like, there are some people that obviously, like, Jeremy Jordan is going to be my favorite because I was looking forward to that one a lot, but everybody was able to give really good feedback, and I honestly think helped me get to, getting into Sheridan this year. And, I think that the stuff I've learned has really helped me, and it's been awesome to get to work with these people that I listen to in the car and look up to a bunch and want to have careers like them.
Yeah, absolutely. But I have a question from Everest. What is this account? The Siberian Husky. What's your favorite Everest moment? Oh, interesting.
I'm trying to think. There have been a lot of episodes. There's a fun one coming up soon. I can't say it, but there is a fun Everest one coming. But I think my favorite Everest moment might be, my favorite moment playing Everest would be recording the movie that we did. We did like a little special. It wasn't a movie. It was like a TV special. And all the dogs, this was a few years ago, had special powers. And so Everest got to have ice powers. And I totally felt like I was playing Dog Elsa.
Yeah, I was just thinking a little frozen Everest. That's so funny.
Yeah, and they had me like, Everest would like breathe ice and cool stuff like that. I love that. And also my first episode, I think, will hold a very special place in my heart forever. Because I remember going in, and I had done another voice record earlier that week, and I didn't realize that it was the same sound technician. And she was like, I saw you this week. And I was like, hi. And I remember being 10 years old and so excited. This was my first really big job. And I'm very lucky to still do it. But I think those are my favorite Everest moments. There have been a lot. So those are the ones that first came to mind. But
Oh, that's fair. I mean, again, it's however many seasons already that it's, I think, 8
yeah.
seasons, but you started in season 2. So, but still, it's a lot of good moments, a lot of opportunity there. That's a fun question. Thank you.
Yeah.
I love these. I'm like, I didn't even think of these questions. And that's why we have an interactive forum. But
Exactly.
we should back. Okay, I have to make sure that I talk about working moms again because I want to share the story with everyone. And I'm hoping that Instagram will not die now.
No, I hope
But
so
I can't replicate the exact way that we discussed it, but I will just say, okay, it's season 5, Working Moms, episode 9 and 10.
Yes.
That you're in? Okay. And Berkley is a grown-up in those scenes, and it's honestly, the physical comedy is worth it alone to watch that. But okay, just for everyone to know, can we please discuss the audition process again? Because I'm still soaking that in. It's a very funny scene.
So as I mentioned before, I auditioned for multiple roles in the show, and this specific role required a lot of physical comedy. And I, as someone who does theater, I was like, okay, I think I can do that. And then I read the scene, had a good laugh about it. And then I was like, how am I supposed to film this? Because I don't want to spoil it, because you should watch it. You should watch the rest.
Yeah, you have to watch it, guys. We're just giving you little clips.
Yeah, just some behind the scenes. But basically, I had like a chair, like how I'm sitting right now. I put my hands here, and I was kneeling on the chair, sticking my butt out, leaning over my shoulder. And that was how that was filmed. And then I had another audition. I had a callback after that, and I had to do the scene again. And so had to do that specific scene again, and then it was a little bit easier. And then I had to do another scene as well. But that scene, I mean, when I got on set, all the writers were telling me that it was one of the funniest moments of the show, and they were saying it will go down in history as one of the best moments.
It was, again, all not knowing the scene, just knowing you were in it, and just hearing your laugh before the daughter of one of the lead characters comes in. I'm like, okay, cool. She's just gonna be Berkley. Oh, she's grown up, very physical comedy Berkley right now. That's Can I say though, you know, it must have been weird auditioning for the girls that hold your leg. I just think, like, how do they audition? What are they holding? I'm always curious.
It didn't even say in the script how they were going to do it. It just said, like, I think originally it was over a bathroom sink they were doing it. So that's why I had leaned over that way. And then they changed it to be at a window. And so not falling out the window was another obstacle. And, you know, making sure they didn't film up my skirt.
Yeah, got to keep it classy. That's
keep it classy.
I'm definitely
14-year-old. You know, I'm playing 14, not, you know, older than that.
Yeah, it's not that kind of scene. We're keeping it clean.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh, we have to do a shout out to Gabby, who I was on a previous window chat, and I mentioned how awesome she was at training you guys, because when I heard you guys sing in Fiddler, again, you were always great. You guys were great in Mary Poppins. But then I heard you in Fiddler, and then I kept hearing you sing in other ones. I'm like, what is happening to their voice? They are adults, and I'm not ready. It's just the training, the time that you guys put in, but also you guys are so good. And again, I always thought you guys were talented. I could tell, but
yeah, but we were troublemakers in Mary Poppins.
Whatever. The characters. You know what?
We were little troublemakers.
I actually was going to ask you. You weren't the worst. I've worked with my fair share of youngins. You guys weren't the worst troublemakers. I thought you guys were fun. But here's the question, because I asked Hallie this question. So who do you think the better mom was? Do you think Mrs. Banks or Goldie, Mrs. Banks in Mary Poppins, or Goldie and Fiddler on the Roof. But then I want to throw out another one because we're going to throw some shade towards Hallie, or Morticia Addams in the Addams Family.
Oh.
Yeah, we're going to throw that out there. She's not watching this, but I'll let her know what you.
Yeah, I'm going to text her out there. Who do I think is the best mom?
Yeah. It's tough because they're all pretty terrible, but.
Yeah, I mean, they all have their own quirks. I would say, I definitely don't think it's Mrs. Banks.
No, I don't think.
I can eliminate that one. I think she has her own issues that she's dealing with. She needs the nanny. I'd say Morticia and Goldie are very different, though. So, I mean, Morticia in the Addams Family, the musical, I think is a very good mother. She actually cares. She's not as like, cold as she is in the movie, I think, because she has some fun comedy moments. But the family in Fiddler is so tight knit that I feel like all of them really care about each other. I honestly think the kids in Fiddler are worse than the parents. So
that's interesting. Well, it's true. I mean, you ran away, right? That's away. What. Yeah, you were dead to us. So.
Yeah. So I think they're very different. I think it would be a tie between the two of them because I honestly couldn't decide. They're incredibly different styles of parenting. So.
Oh, it's also the musicals are very different. Oh yes, shout out to the characters troupe, of course.
Yeah.
Thank you, Gabby, keeping us on our toes. Yes, we got to send a lot of love to CYP, to characters, and were you with before it was City Youth Players? Were you with? Did you go to characters and it was like just Off Center Productions, or was that before your time?
That was before my time.
Oh, before your time. Okay, well I aged myself again. That's how I roll. But how weird is it to go to characters knowing that like your mom started that?
I mean, I've gotten used to it because I've been there now for 13 years. And it's horrible that I'm graduating this year. I had a long cry.
Oh, the stories are great. And can I tell you, I love doing Fiddler because they still had the same costumes from when I was a kid at characters. I love that they still have the costumes. Oh no, apparently your audio cut out. I heard it. Berkley, the Wi-Fi is not your friend today.
Can you hear me?
I can see you. I can. Yes. I feel like we're doing a phone commercial. I see you. I hear you. I think we're okay.
Okay.
I'm telling you, we're just getting ready for improv. This is your improv training. And then you go to Sheridan and it's all cool, right? So you're fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. Yes. Good. We got confirmation. Okay. They hear you now. Good. Well, because you're saying some good stuff. So I like it. But that's so funny. Yes. Shout out to Megan and Wayne. Megan and Wayne Davis doing some pretty cool stuff. Check out characters. Did you do it online with them this year or what happened with that? I actually don't know. And I thought I should ask you right now. Berkley, you're totally cutting out a bit. Okay, we lost you. No, come back, Berkley. I want to know what's happening. Berkley, I can see you, but oh dear, this is what happens. This is why, I don't know why I keep struggling with my Instagram lives. I think you're going to come back. I'm sending out positive vibes. Finish the story. I was getting greedy with all my extra stories. That's what happened. Oh dear. Okay. How can we fix this? Let's problem solve. I see the circle around your face, and I really hope it continues to improve. Huh. Okay, Berkley, if you can hear me, I'm going to try and re-invite you because I think that sometimes works. So I'm going to try that. Maybe. Let's, oh, maybe I won't. Thank you all for bearing with us. Technical difficulties are always terrible, but let's see if I can try this again. And we do this, da-da-da. Cancel that. How do I fix you? Dear. Well, that was fun. Oh no, she's totally gone. Oh no. Well, that was an Instagram Live classic situation. So we're gonna try and get Berkley back, but maybe the internet doesn't want to work, and it's been like this the whole week. So, guys, tech fails are real. But I do appreciate everything that Berkley has said so far. So that was lovely. I'm going to see, okay, I saw her. Here we go. Trying again. Keeping my cool. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't. But either way, come on, Berkley's a delight. So,
Am I back?
Oh my God. Berkley, you're back. I don't know what you said about characters. I don't know what you said. And then I kept wanting to say, I can't hear you. So
okay,
honestly,
yes. So I said we were in person for a bit at the beginning, and then we were online, and then we were in person again, and then we were online again. So yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah. But they at least, you know what? It's having that outlet that I think is so amazing, right? To try and keep this going because people are really missing theater or that connection.
Yeah.
So I just admire anyone that's keeping these kind of programs going. It's hard.
Me too. It's so hard. And there have been times where we had to just sort of spend our time online just playing games and just being with each other, you know, instead of rehearsing a show. And right now they're trying to figure out what to do because Characters is supposed to end at the beginning of May, which is in 2 weeks, but we can't have a show. So we're trying to figure out how to overcome that. So I'm not sure if there will be a show or not, which sucks because that means my last character show was when I was 15 in grade 10, which is really sad. But it was Legally Blonde. It was a fun show. I loved doing it. And so it's, you know, and these have been a memorable couple of years. So, but it's still sad that I won't get to really graduate when I've been there for so long.
Then, you know what? Here's what's going to happen, Berkley. You're going to go back as an adult and you're going to experience what I experienced. And you're like, oh, this is how Robyn felt. This is so interesting.
Yeah.
There is something to be said though. I mean, you go back and it's like no time is lost. It's the same feeling that you have. Look, I told Megan, I'm still scared of her. Okay. She is intense and she terrifies me. I'm very open. Because, like, again, but she gets stuff done. Like, she just gets things done.
Yeah.
And Wayne is always Wayne. And, like, Wayne is just that saying that they have where, and that's where I learned it. If you are on time, you are late. I take that with me everywhere. And they didn't coin it, but they would always drill that in you to a point where when people are not early, I'm like, you guys are late. What's going on? This is unprofessional.
Yeah, my favorite Wayne quote or, you know, his little thing that he always says, he says, start off the way you mean to continue. And that is something that I take with me in every show I do. That you don't start off the show at a 5. You start it at a 10 so that you stay there. And that is something I take with me everywhere. That's my favorite Wayne quote.
I've never heard that one, but I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, he always says that to us before our shows at Characters, and I love it.
Again, this is just the wisdom that is the Davises.
Yeah.
Oh my, can I tell you, it's so weird seeing you, but then also seeing Millie. And did you work with Millie on the Odd Squad? Were you in those scenes together? I didn't see your episode. I apologize.
I did Odd Squad a few years ago. I don't think I was with Millie. I did a couple of scenes. But I wasn't with Millie. But Millie is so grown up, and it's insane now. She's taller than me now. It's
okay. Well, look, I saw Drew in whatever musical too, The Addams Family, and I saw him performing, and I'm like, what is happening? Everyone's tall and grown up and not okay.
Yeah, and Millie is fully taller than me. It's not hard to be taller than me, to be honest. Like, I'm 5'2", but Millie is like 5'5", I think, or 5'4". Like, she is a lot taller than me. It's insane.
Oh my gosh, I'm just so proud of you all, though. I mean, like, look, it's not easy, right? Because look, people. You can have, like, I have so much respect for your mom and her agency, and I always joke when I was talking to her at some point, I said, I can't believe that you represented me as a child actor, because I was terrible. But I have so much respect. I was, like, I didn't know what I was doing, and she would send me on auditions. I'm like, I don't even know why anyone saw me. I don't know what I was doing. But I have so much respect for someone that can be a child actor and continue along, right? It's because you have to put that time in. Adorable only takes you so far. So you put so much work into what you're doing. And it pays off, right? Like, I see, and it's not like you're just doing on camera. I see you doing these dance workshops and the vocal stuff. I'm like, it's so much. Like, how do you not get overwhelmed?
I mean, it's easy to get overwhelmed because I struggle with anxiety a lot in my day-to-day life. But it's interesting because when I'm performing, I don't feel it anymore. I think it's the one thing that it's my one coping mechanism for it, because even when I'm doing presentations at school, I get so nervous, and I'll have panic attacks over presenting in front of my class. And my friends are like, Berkley, you do this all the time. What are you scared about? And it's different. I don't know. When I'm performing and doing something I love, it's not a chore, and it makes me happy. Even sometimes when I said this to someone a few months ago, when I am stressed out in quarantine, I just go to my basement, and I go to the guest bedroom, and the bathroom down there has really good acoustics. I literally sit on the bathroom floor and I sing karaoke, just because singing makes me happy, and it doesn't stress me out unless it's for Jeremy Jordan. That was a little stressful, but singing is, it makes me happy, and I feel like I can't get overwhelmed by it because I love it so much. And it's never, doing all these workshops doesn't feel like a chore, but it is hard to not get overwhelmed sometimes when you're in a pandemic and there's no theater. Because I mean, even last year when theater first shut down, I had big things happening in terms of theater, and I was very excited, and nothing happened because of New York shutting down, and Broadway and theater completely shutting down. And so it was hard at the beginning, and I felt very overwhelmed by no theater. But now that we've sort of found a new way to do it, it's fun and exploring new things. And it just, I feel like it reminds me to not take it for granted, not to get like sappy, but it reminds me that I can't, because it's it's a gift to have it. And so when it comes back, it'll be better than ever. But I just love doing it so much that doing it at home doesn't stress me out too much. It makes me sad, but I love it, so then I don't get sad anymore.
Look, as you're talking, your face is lighting up, right? So I can see that passion that you have, right? And it's amazing to be able to do what you love and just find that joy. It's very admirable, Berkley. I'm very proud of you. I know. This is such a, it's just, and also, I don't know if it is, maybe I just didn't realize the people around me were as talented when I was younger, but I find that there's just so much talent in the younger generation. I'm like, how did everyone, were they all born talented, or have you just,
No.
I'm like, how is everyone so good? Like, thank God we're not competing, because I'm like, my God, Berkley, you take every role from me. I can't deal. Okay.
Well, I mean, some people are born talented. I was not one of those people. So I have definitely had to work hard at it to get to where I am. I mean, I do singing lessons 3 times a week, and I do Zoom acting classes with my coach in New York. And so, like, I am always training, and now I'm dancing from home, but I'm usually at my dance studio 5 nights a week. Like, there's so much of it that people don't see.
You did it, yeah. Do you still, were you doing the competitive dance for a while?
Yeah,
you still,
yeah,
okay.
still doing it.
That's a lot too. I'm like, cool.
Yeah, it's a lot, but I love competing in it. I'm not a competitive person until it's dance comp. That's where I take out my competitive side, but I love competing, and I have, like, my best friends are from dance too, so, you know, it's hard work, but it doesn't feel like work. The days go by so fast, and I look forward to it. School is the boring part.
I mean, it's necessary, but yes, you're like, okay, I'm done with you now I do what I love.
Yeah, especially when you take boring classes like I do. So
I don't know if I've ever taken anything overly stimulating in high school, but yeah.
Me neither. I take boring classes. The most fun class I ever had was a cooking class and philosophy. But that was because I loved my teacher. So
makes a difference.
It makes a difference when you love your teacher, but they don't. My high school doesn't have a ton of arts classes. I take drama, but it's, you know,
I think it's hard too. Are you doing online classes for high school, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
I think, like, that's just such a switch for everyone too. And you know what? The weird person inside of me, I didn't like my prom, but I always thought, oh no, what about everyone's prom? Because everyone has to have the awkward prom where you look back and you go, what was that?
Yeah, I mean, I know some people that are still buying prom dresses. I'm not. I got a cheap prom dress online that I'm waiting for it to arrive. It was like $30. It was just a pretty dress I saw online, and my friends are trying to have, like, a little backyard prom with, like, 6 of us that are just gonna take nice pictures in fancy clothes. But because we are gonna miss out on that, which sucks. But
honestly, you are not, like, you're not missing out. It's look, and you'll probably play a scene in a prom, and when you play, that's the thing. The movies, you'll probably do the prom, the musical, and then hopefully that version of a prom is going to be so much better than any prom you could have ever been to.
I've already done some school dances, so that's fine.
Yeah,
where I've had some fun dresses to wear. You know, I don't care that much. I'm ready for high school to be over. Very ready.
I remember feeling that way too. I don't think I missed it, but it's when like you're almost done. What's graduation going to be like? What do you?
I have no idea. No idea. They're doing, like, a little yearbook for us, just the grade 12s. So that, and we had to take our own grad pictures for that too. So they said something formal. So I found a dress in my closet that was somewhat formal, and did my hair nice and stood in my backyard with a self-timer on because I had no idea how to take my own grad picture.
No.
I thought it turned out okay, but
the
my mom told me to just
that
send
you
in
can
a headshot, and I
was just thinking that I totally would have sent in a headshot, capitalized. I think Denise did yours. I'm like, yeah, just send in, this is what I look like. But
yeah, I would have sent in a headshot, but I like to keep school and my work very different or separate, so I didn't want to send in a headshot because I didn't want to just feel like a lot of people at my school think I'm the Paw Patrol girl, so I didn't want to feed into that. So,
you should have just sent in Everest. This is my face.
Yeah, I fully should have. Some people were telling me to use my Paw Patrol tagline as my quote for school. I didn't, but I seriously thought about it.
But I you know what? I don't know. I can understand wanting to keep the lives separate. I respect that.
Yeah.
That's so, I'm just picturing being able to take my own grad photo. You're missing out on a lot of awkward things that I wish I could have missed out on. Like
Yeah.
looking in a yearbook and going, dear God, what is my face in that? Versus, oh, I can see it and I can choose what to send in. There's a
Yeah.
power in that. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Oh my God. But that's so no, I'm just very excited for you to, I mean, look, Sheridan's 4 years, right?
Yeah, Sheridan's a 4-year program.
And you'll be driving around, dear God.
Driving around
Not
Oakville. Yeah, I'm very, very excited to go. It's been my dream school probably since I was 12 or 13 when I started doing theater and taking it seriously. I just knew it was where I was supposed to end up. So I was really, really excited to get the email in my inbox. It was the worst because I thought I didn't get in because they actually sent me an email, or they sent everybody an email basically explaining how you get in, and it's based on a point system. And the way that the email was worded, I thought I didn't get in. I thought I was waitlisted. And then my friend had gotten an email that she had gotten in. I was like, oh, great, I didn't get in. And then that night, it was midnight, and I was getting ready to do a self-tape, literally at midnight. Don't ask why. I don't know.
I don't judge. I do them at midnight too.
Yeah. So I was doing a self-tape, and I just checked my email to get the self-tape info, and at midnight there was an email saying I got in, and then I cried my makeup off and had to go do a self-tape.
It's such an accomplishment, right? It's because this is your future, and again, I've heard amazing things about Sheridan, and I know some teachers there, and it's so exciting.
Yeah, it's great. Like also knowing that, because I don't want to say that if you don't get in that you're not going to have a career, because that's so not true. But it feels good knowing that like I'm on the right path, and that sort of proved it to me and made me feel good.
Do you audition? Are you allowed to audition at Sheridan, or do you have to 4 years just doing Sheridan?
Well, I think they don't love people auditioning for everything, but I had a conversation with my mom about it, and I said, if an amazing opportunity came along, I would defer. So like, you know, if something came up for Broadway, let's say, or even like a really great regional production of something, or TV, like if something had to give, I would, you know, leave for a year and come back. That's the worst that can happen. They can't, like, you know, I'm paying to be there.
I feel like that happens. That has to happen, right? Because you got in because you're talented. So obviously you.
Yeah, and I'm sure it happens a lot to them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's not their favorite thing in the world, but I think they're still supportive of their students' success. And so if I have to defer a year, I have to defer a year, whatever. It's not the end of the world. But I'm prepared to also say no to auditions, which I hate doing. But I am prepared to say no sometimes when I have to, when I won't have time. Because I won't have time for a lot. But I'm excited to go. And maybe there will be opportunities, maybe there won't. Who knows? I'm just excited. Yeah.
You've got an exciting future ahead of you. I do have, hang on, there are some questions. I'm not ignoring them. I see them. Let's answer this one. How did you get the role for the pilot episode of Just Creepy?
I think they're talking about Creeped Out.
I thought so too. I thought it was Creeped Out. Okay.
Yes. So I did Creeped Out a few years ago. And I had a few auditions for that one. That was a really rough process because every episode was different. It was like a Goosebumps kind of thing. So I had auditioned for the episode that I ended up booking, and for this character, the character that I played. And then they had me on hold. They had pinned me. They were like, "We want you." And then it fell through, and I was really upset. And then they brought me in for another episode. And so I went in for another episode. And somebody else booked that. And I was like, oh my God, this show is going to be the death of me. And then I ended up going back in for the episode that I originally auditioned for, but for the other role. I was playing the main girl's best friend. So then I went in for the main girl. And then they decided to put me back where I was before. And then I ended up getting it and doing it. And it was super fun. But yeah, that was
a process.
Oh, it was a process. It was a process, and it was long and so frustrating, but it ended up working out. But at the time, it was like, oh, really? Because it's hard not to get your hopes up when they're like, we want you, you're pinned for it, and then it falls through, which sucked. But I ended up getting to do it anyway. So
You know, that's the thing, right? You never know what's gonna. I've heard a couple different versions of that story before, and you really never know with that stuff. But the fact that it's so hard because mentally you have to tell yourself they're calling you back.
Yeah.
They like what, right? But you're like, I know, but can you like me enough to book me? That would be great.
Yeah.
I mean, you also hear stories that I think are so tragic when someone books something and then they end up canceling the production. I'm like,
yeah.
Okay, so until I see it on the air, I'm like, then I get excited. You know what I mean?
That was like, I filmed something in November as well, right before Working Moms, and I didn't post about being on set because I was like, I feel like this could get cut. Like, I'm not going to post until I see myself on my screen. So, you know. It happens.
True. Yeah. That's the thing. And it's always like, oh, you think, okay, you book it and that's it. There is so much more to that whole process. So
yeah, I was lucky. I knew Working Moms would be okay.
Oh, yeah. I'm very excited. I think that's going to be another role. I see that in the upcoming season. I have thoughts for your character. So I'm
let them know. Like, please let them know.
Look, I'm going to watch it, but I'll probably be messing you, Berkley. What was the scene? Again, another inappropriate scene. Tastefully inappropriate. That's what the scene.
Yeah.
But no, you're. I mean, I love, again. That's what you are. You're growing up. Those are the roles. I understand. I would have liked a disclaimer. Okay. Just like as your fake stage mom, I would like, Robyn, just beware. I do stuff in the scene. That's all
next time, I'll let you know if hopefully there's a next time. Knock on wood.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I know I've kept you for a very long time. Can I ask you one final question? Okay. Yes. I know the technology has hated us and we've had to restart.
Yeah.
But we are pushing through because that's what we do. But curiosity, going forward, is there like a dream role, dream part, anything?
Well, I mean, in terms of theater, I would love to be in Beetlejuice. That is a very big dream show for me. I also, this is going to sound a little bit basic, but I would love to be in Wicked.
That is not basic. That's a great musical.
I would love to play Glinda or Elphaba. Happily play either.
That's I don't know. There's something, I love both characters, but there's something about getting green face paint on every night. That's a lot.
Right?
Yeah.
And if I had to pick, or originate a role on Broadway, that would be awesome too. But in movies, I would love to do like a Marvel movie. I'd love to be a superhero. That would be super cool. Or Star Wars, like something action-packed. I think that would be awesome, or a horror movie. But I would love to play some kind of superhero or someone holding a lightsaber. I think that's so cool, getting to do that. And then seeing something super different when you watch it back, I think is just awesome. And I love watching Marvel and Star Wars, and I love watching behind the scenes of that stuff. So
yeah, it's in front of a green screen or something, and you go, what are they acting to?
Yeah, and they're all like on harnesses, and they look so stupid. But yeah, I would.
Well, that's the thing, right? You see exactly when you see how it's made, you go, that looked, wow, that's intense acting. I love that you're giving yourself the hardest acting roles that are your goal.
Yeah.
Of course you are. Of course you are.
Of course. Yeah. And I mean, horror movies, I hate horror movies. I've never seen a horror movie in my life.
Oh, I don't like to watch them, but being in them is so fun.
Being in one would be awesome. As someone who has anxiety, horror movies don't agree with me. I would get very scared, terrified. But
do you yell at the TV? I'm like, why are you opening the door? Don't do that.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're gonna kill you. Just get.
Yeah, I yell at my TV. I don't watch horror movies, but even I mean, my brother yesterday was getting so mad at me. We were watching actually a Marvel TV series, and they have a new show coming out right now, and we were watching it yesterday, and I was yelling at one of the characters on my TV. I was like, "Get off my screen!" And my brother was like, "Berkley, shut up! I'm watching." And I got very passionate about it.
That's what happens. Actors are passionate people. That's what happens.
I am a very passionate person, and I thought that he needed to get off my screen because I might have punched the TV. I don't know.
I think that they can hear you. That's what I tell myself as well, right? We're helping them. We're trying to, it's choose your own adventure kind of show. That's what it is.
Exactly. I think it should be. I think that would be an interesting TV series, but
That
would love to see it.
I would. I have a feeling you'll end up accomplishing everything that you set your mind to. So also, I'm not ignoring any of the questions. I apologize. I'm just trying to be respectful of Berkley's time because she's been here for a very long time. Because technology, I really enjoy blaming technology. You know, it's really, that's a really fun out. You know, when, I'm late to class. Technology, really,
I've definitely
poor time management. That's what happened.
I've definitely done that. And I definitely haven't left class and blamed it on technology. That's not something I've done.
No, never happened. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I mean, you can just blame technology now, and people believe it because they can't prove it. Yeah. So, you know.
Exactly. Are you paying for my internet? No, you don't understand my struggles. They're real.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Except when
have you had a Zoom audition or callback internet fail? Oh.
I've yet to have an internet fail. My internet sucks, but sometimes it pulls through when I have auditions. So I've yet to have a legitimate fail, but there have been a couple times where they've been like, oh, you froze for a second, but most people just understand and they laugh it off because it's funny.
You know what? It's kind of nice because maybe you get that second take that you normally wouldn't get, right? Like, yeah, that's exactly cool. It was it froze. That's what happened. That was not my character choice. No. That was my computer.
Yeah. I did that in school once. I fully pretended to freeze on camera, and so that my teacher would be like, okay, go back to the beginning, because I may or may not have forgotten my line. So.
Oh my God. I love that story.
I guess that makes me a good actor.
I was just thinking that. I'm like, always acting.
Always practicing in my regular life.
Yeah, that's exactly. You gotta keep it like incorporated as much as possible. Yeah.
Exactly.
But oh my gosh. Okay, I want to make sure I touched on everything. Yeah, I don't know. I have a lot to touch on with you. I have one last creepy question.
Sure.
I was looking at your IMDb, and there's a character named Isabel that you play twice. And I had to write it down because I'm like, wait, is she playing the same character in Coming Distractions and Christmas Distractions?
Yeah, so Coming Distractions was a pilot I filmed a few years ago. And it didn't go anywhere until they were going to film a series, and then COVID happened. And so then they didn't get to bring it to series. And then they were saying maybe we'll do like a Christmas special. And so it was going to be like a Christmas movie, but then that has yet to happen as well. Maybe it'll happen this summer.
I was looking
this year, but yeah, it's been a long journey with that one. I hope it gets to go.
I was looking into, there's a teacher of mine that I think is in that one with you, and I was looking at his IMDb, and I clicked on it, I'm like, Berkley's in this? What is this? And I'm like, but she played this character before? What is this show?
Yeah.
And it's always, I find that so interesting, right? Again, it's like you book it, what is going to happen? I don't know, but such is the biz. And look, you persevere, you keep pushing, and you keep, gotta keep trying, you never know what'll come from what, but I see, we're going to create a Marvel series. What would your superpower be?
I don't know. Honestly, my favorite Avengers are the ones that don't have powers. Like, interesting enough, Captain America is my favorite.
As a Canadian, really, Berkley? Okay.
He's my favorite. Captain America and Black Widow are my favorites, and neither of them have special powers. So Captain America is like a superhuman, but he doesn't have special powers. He fights with his bare hands, and so does Black Widow. And so I would just love to be in some action scenes where I get to, punch stuff, and because I like, some of the stuff is cool. I don't know if you watch that stuff or if you've seen.
Oh no, I watched. Here's what happened. I decided to watch all the Marvel. I did, but we watched it out of order, so there was a huge spoiler where I learned that a certain character died, And so I had to watch
no.
them all knowing that there's an ultimate demise of that character. So that was horrible.
Oh.
But
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah,
It's
that's the worst thing
horrible.
of my life. I'm fine. But it was a little frustrating. So I'm like, well, I know how this is going to end now, but
yeah,
they're great. They're really, I mean, there's so much talent.
They are great, and they're so good. And so, like, it would be cool to do something like WandaVision, where she has like the cool hands. But honestly, I like the Avengers that just fight people with their bare hands. I think it's pretty cool that they do that. And,
I'm picturing you adding this to your training. Now you're going to start doing kickboxing stuff,
right?
like in addition to everything else you're doing. It's like, okay, cool. Now I'm going to box. Now I'm going to learn how to do
some stunt training. I'll do my own stunts, Marvel, if you're listening.
Yeah, guys. Okay, so Marvel, I know you're watching my window chats. We're cool like that. So Berkley, this is Berkley Silverman. She's pretty awesome. She's kind of a big deal. And
please cast me.
Yeah, we're gonna cast you. That's what's gonna happen.
Put me in a movie. Put me in a TV show. I'll play a younger version of somebody. I don't look like any of them, but put me in makeup.
Not yet, but that's good, right? That means that they're going to find someone that looks different than all the other ones, and they'll be like, oh, where can we find her?
Doesn't look like this person already, so we can cast her in something.
No, we need someone that's played a nerd, but also a bully.
Yeah, can do her own stunts. Wants to fight people with bare hands.
And can sing. That's part of it. She was a very musical.
Yes. A musical superhero.
A musical superhero.
Yeah, I think they'll find a place for that.
Yeah, I see it.
I think they should find a place for that. I think that's a pretty cool superhero, in my opinion.
Yeah, we're combining it all. That's going to be in The Boys. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they're missing. They don't need the Starlight. We'll just have, like, musical. I can't even think of a name. No,
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm like, again, it's these improv.
That's what they're for. That's what the writers are for.
Yeah, I don't want to. You're right. I don't want to give away too much. I want the writers to earn it a bit. So.
Yeah, or it could be like Superman. He's like a businessman by day, Superman by night. I could be like a singer by day, and then at night I am like Black Widow.
Wait, what if you're the opposite? So you're a superhero during the day, and at night you're the singer. And then people won't know because they're not expecting that, right? Everyone's a superhero at night. Yeah. But only Berkley is a superhero during the day.
That's true. I like
this. This is generating good conversation.
Yeah. Agreed.
Oh my God. Okay. I could keep talking to you because I love you. And you're just, again, doing amazing stuff. And please keep up all the good work.
Thank you.
And just, keep doing you. And I don't know. I can't wait to see how far you go because you're already so far. I'm like, what else can she do? It's just keep up everything. I don't know how to say words. So there you go. That was encouraging. You know, like, okay, here's a bad yearbook quote. Don't stop believing. Keep the party going. Some kind of terrible insert yearbook quote there. That was
I'm going to use it.
Yeah, I stole it from something. But it's from Journey. Cool. Small town girl. But yeah, thank you so much. Enjoy the weekend.
You.
Lovely chatting with you.
It was so nice to catch up.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay. Bye.